Hi friends, I'm JJ here at Budget by JJ. I'm a millennial cash stuffer based out of New York City, and I am on the road to becoming debt-free this year. Today we are cash stuffing the second paycheck for July, and there's just so much to get to, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope y'all have been having a wonderful July so far. I did get a chance to go ahead and see that Jurassic Park Rebirth movie. And I gave it a solid 2.5 stars. Not trying to be a hater, but as I'm getting older, I just, when kids grow out of the dinosaur phase, like they grow out of the dinosaur phase, and I'm one of them. So here's the monies. So we're going to go ahead and count this out and see what we have. Starting with the hundreds, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Next, we have the 50s. We have 50, 100, 50, 200, and 50s. Next, we have the 20s. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 160. Next, we have the 10s. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 10s. Then we have the 5s. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Last, we have the 1s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're working with a grand total of $1,568 today. Normally I would bust out my teller note, but I seem to have lost it, but that's okay. If you're new here, I actually work within a budget of $1,700 every pay period. Because it's a little less that you're seeing this time around, it's because I had already gotten my next bill through Mint Mobile, and so I was paying my 3 months ahead. So that came out to $132. So I had already taken care of that before the cash stuffing. And also, I'm a near zero based cash budgeter. I do not cash stuff my whole paycheck because I like to have a little minor buffer there. I know some people were suggesting I get an actual buffer envelope, but having that money already in the account for on a whim that I want to get a coffee or something is just a lot more convenient than having to factor that in. I know a lot of people are probably like, this is why paying off your debt is taking forever because you're not extremely nickeling and diming it. But everyone's financial journey is different. So you definitely just have to develop a system that works for you, but at the same time is tackling your goals and allowing some flexibility. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We'd like to know, we like to have a sense of control when we have a budget, but life, likes to throw you curveballs every now and then. So all that being said, that's why we're working with $1,568 today. So here is the plan that we're working with. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the rent. So this is going to be the second half of my portion for the rent for August, and that comes out to $456. So we're going to take 100, 200, 300, 400. We're going to take a 50. We're going to take a 5. And a 6. The last cash stuffing, I did go ahead and take care of the first half of the rent. So that's what's still left in this envelope. So now in total we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 850, 900, 910, 915, 916. $916 for my portion of the rent due for August. Now again, I will reiterate that I have up until the 5th to turn in the entirety of the rent. So I will just be waiting for my partner's half. I am part of a dual income household, which makes, things a lot easier. You think I could go crazy on my budget if I didn't have help? Also apologize for that light. I just had to get rid of it. So if that was distracting, I do apologize. Now we're going to get into the utilities. So we're going to start off with the electric, and that's going to be $29. So we're going to just take a 20, a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have the internet, and it's going to be $50, just $150. And next we have the gas. Now I thought I was going to go ahead and take care of Cloak today, which is normally $10 a month, which is my app that I use to help remove information that's out there on these data broker websites. But in review of what was happening last time, if y'all remember, that I had missed a payment, and so like in total was like $50 and some change for the gas that I had to take care of. And then when I went back to review for when the next gas bill is due, it's not due until August 3rd. In review of the gas bill, I noticed that they did increase their fees a little bit. So normally it was coming around $24, and now I'm paying about $26. It is $25 and some change, but I like to over, so I don't have to deal with any pocket change. I know it's just like $1 and some change, but it's still noticeable. We are going to cash up $26 today for the gas. So that's 25 and $1 for 6. Now in total for electric, I have 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, $58 for my half of the electric. This is the only utility that I share with my partner because I decided to help them cut costs so they can go ahead and take some money, whatever little bit it helps, towards the loan that we had taken out for his oral surgery. We have the internet, so we have 50 and 100, and that is par the course for the internet, which I take on my own, so I'm paying that bill alone, and the $26 for the gas, which I pay alone. Next is the personal. So typically, for those who might be new here, I factor in my meals with this money. This time around, we are cash stuffing $260. So we have 100, 200, we have 120, 220 for 240, 250, and 260 with these 10s. I broke it up that way because I want to be able to have 130 per week as my budget. And I'm hoping that me and my partner can actually be serious this time around and put a Costco order in, because we did renew it. It was $70 to renew. So we definitely have to go back to using Costco. Laziness has been taking over. In Spanish, we call it pereza. So you just get really exhausted and you don't really want to cook or do anything. Because they're still on a restricted diet, we had just been door dashing this one place for these Mexican bowls, and they're really good. They're halal, so they're really good. It's very expensive. It's like $50 per order because obviously we get a side of cheese fries. Definitely counterintuitive to be doing that. And even my partner tonight was suggesting that we order the Mexican food, but I'm like, no, let's not do that. I spent less than $50. Was able to feed both of us just fine. My salmon salad, and I'm good. And I got them a personal lasagna. Like, they can only have soft foods, so it really sucks for them. I know they're sacrificing a lot for this oral surgery, but because of that, it's like they're limited on what they can eat, and then they generally like us eating together, and then I get roped into it, and you gotta feel bad eating something greasy or what you just feel terrible that you're eating something in front of them that they can't enjoy. So I tend to be mindful of that so that we can just have tranquility in the house, no drama, no hard feelings or anything, because if you're someone who really loves food, and my partner really loves food, like every time before the oral surgery, outside of the complaints of like the pain they were experiencing with their oral situation, we would go get steak, we would go do other things, burgers, pizza, you name it, right? But because now they can't enjoy that stuff, well, we decided to try to find meals that we can cook at home that will accommodate their diet. All that being said, sorry, going on a tangent. We definitely have to get serious about ordering from Costco, and we're gonna order this weekend. I know we will. I'm gonna make them do it because I'm tired of eating out. It's really not healthy. Okay, now we have the heavy hitter of today's video, and that is the debt. We're gonna start off with the Chase. There's a minimum payment of $118 due on July 25th. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of that now. So we have 100, we have a 10, we have a 5 for 115. We have 1, 2, $3 for 118. So we're just gonna put it in this envelope here. So we've been on a journey with this card. I had paid down a good significant part of it, but then I ended up using it to go towards my Atlantic City trip. So we are just now paying all that off as we go along. And interest rates have gone up essentially. So like they want more this time around for the minimum. So that's fine with me. Next, we're gonna pay on the Fortiva, and that's $75. So we're gonna go 50, we're gonna go 20, and a 5. This is a little over the minimum that's actually due on the 27th, but this is also a card that has been used and abused. So we're trying to rein this in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So I had admitted in my last video that I was experiencing some moments of anxiety and essentially depressive grief, whatever you want to call it. I was just having a hard time dealing with reality. I think it's a very interesting thing how we are kind of disassociating from what's happening on in this country. I'm not going to say that you guys personally have like whatever, I don't know what your political alignments are. It really doesn't matter when you see communities being targeted who are not criminals and like the government just making up rules as they go along and changing the rules for everybody, and the amount of corruption that we're seeing and just the vastness of the lies out there. It just becomes super overwhelming. And I cannot be one that comfortably processes things and like as if nothing's happening. So I have to go do something to like inject some sense of joy in my life. And that definitely comes down to like consuming items of my hyperfixations. From very early on this channel, I let you guys know that I am a collector. I love collecting things. I'm a maximalist, okay? I am not a minimalist. I love things. I love beautiful things. I love my trinkets. But that is, for me, is like my happy place, is to be amongst my things that I've worked hard for and I can enjoy and geek out over. We're gonna go ahead and go into a series of pay in four for this outburst of retail therapy that I put myself through. So I'm not sure how other people cope with their anxiety when things feel like the walls are closing in, but that's just how I have my sense of relief. You know, I'm not a person that goes on hikes or anything like that. I tend to, you know, shop to de-stress. This probably sounds narcissistic, but I am very hyper aware and a very intelligent person that I can recognize destructive behavior within myself, call it out, and still atone for that. It's very cut and dry for me. I understand what this is and what this is doing and how this is going to be a setback with my financial goals. Totally aware and totally accountable for that. So it's because of that I decided to bring that in to the budget that you see here, because I know I'm not the only person that copes this way, that has a tendency to spend what they don't have. You know, they say whenever time you use a credit card or you go into debt, you're borrowing from your future. And that's what I did. So now I have to owe the future. And one of those paying fors was with PayPal. With PayPal, you know, it's actually a split in 3 payments, which is why this payment looks so high. And that's $56. So we have a 50, we have a 5, and we have a 6. I have a new envelope here that I'm going to put it in. And you can see that I've already put a list here of trackers. And next we have a Klarna payment, and that's going to be $38. So we have a 20, a 10, a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. This is technically going to be the second payment to the Klarna. And then we have Macari here, and it's going to be $15. 10 out of 5. I love Macari. I've sold stuff on Macari. I've taken that money, bought more stuff on Macari. We're going to continue to pay off on that credit card for credit 1, and that's going to be $145 this time around. So 100, 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one doesn't have a due date, so I couldn't tell you, but it looks like I was just doing the bare minimum for a while on this card. And then at some point I like threw a lot of money on it and continued doing so. Even though now that I'm looking at this, when I started this process 6 months ago, I had $982. And then this time around, it jumped up to $1,162. And then I paid on it last time $60. And then this time $145, which should bring it down under $1,000 to $957. Essentially starting back at square one 6 months later. My God. Finally, we have the savings, and we're going to add another $100 to the savings. So we're going to take 100. So now we have the fund binder. So this binder is short and sweet. We only have 2 things that we're cash stuffing today in this binder. Starting with the medical, we have $100. Medical is the term I'm using for my partner's oil surgery. Here's the 100 here. The goal is $1,000. So right now we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, $800. So we're just 2 cash stuffings away from that goal, which is exciting. We're going to put in the last $100 towards entertainment to accommodate the next film that we're watching, which is Superman. So we're going to take care of that with the last 100 here. That was it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so grateful for all my subscribers. I'm so happy that you're here. Please be sure to get the word out. I'd love to have more join and go over. I know that I don't upload enough to actually worry about like my subscriber count, because I only upload bi-monthly, and I know I could be doing more, but my time is already in demand. I'm a very busy person right now. I love being here and I love sharing with all of you, and I appreciate you being here so much. Just know I do wish I could be doing more, but I am so grateful for everyone who actually takes the time to come back to check on me, to see if I'm staying on task, and for those who are cheering me on and helping me stay accountable. I super appreciate it, who take the time to comment and everything. So if the more you engage with the content, meaning the more likes you're giving, the more commentary down below that you're giving, obviously helps in a big way to push out the content. Lets the algorithm know that you're enjoying everything, and to help me out reach other people. That's just the name of the game when it comes to YouTube. Let me just end it there. I love you all so much. Thank you again. And I will see you for the first cash stuffing in August. Just take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.